What if everything you thought you knew about Conqueror's Haki was a lie? What if the ultimate power was always within reach, hidden in plain sight? Today, the world of One Piece will be irrevocably changed, because the legendary Scopper Gaban is about to drop a truth bomb that will send shockwaves through every corner of the Grand Line. Get ready, because what you're about to hear will redefine the very meaning of Bāō-shoku Haki. Welcome, Nakama, to an exclusive deep dive into the electrifying events of One Piece Chapter 1152 titled The Horrifying Day. Our journey begins with the enigmatic Scopper Gaban, a former member of the legendary Roger Pirates, who offers some crucial insights into the true nature of Haki. Gaban, addressing Luffy, emphasizes the importance of mastering Conqueror's Haki, asserting that no enemy is truly immortal. His gaze then shifts, deliberately lingering on two key members of the Straw Hat crew, Zoro and Sanji. Gaban's next statement sends a ripple of surprise through the group. He declares that there isn't just one individual among them who possesses Conqueror's Haki. This revelation sparks a hilarious reaction from Sanji, who excitedly steps forward, assuming Gaban is referring to him. Gaban completely ignores him, maintaining focus on the swordsman. Gaban then directly addresses Zoro, observing that his body seems to have already adapted to this powerful ability. Zoro, genuinely surprised, questions whether he truly possesses Conqueror's Haki. Luffy, equally astonished by Zoro's ignorance, exclaims that it's been leaking out all the time. Gaban, clearly unimpressed by Zoro's lack of awareness, chastises him. He sternly explains that Haki is only truly useful when one is conscious of it and can control it. He questions Zoro's ability to support his captain, 𝐬𝐤𝐬𝐽𝐬, without this crucial understanding. A humbled Zoro quickly apologizes. Before Sanji can continue his frustrated protest to Gaban about his own Haki, the tension is abruptly broken by a heated argument between two powerful giants, Loki and 𝐜𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻. Loki vehemently criticizes 𝐜𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻, accusing him of allowing outsiders to save their homeland, reminding him that Elbaf has him. 𝐜𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 retorts, accusing Loki of potentially siding with the world government, citing a betrayal on that day as his reason for mistrust. In a surprising turn, Luffy suddenly interjects, extending an unexpected invitation to Loki. He asks him to join his crew. Luffy even attempts to broker peace between the giants, suggesting that if Loki becomes a Straw Hat, 𝐜𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 could forgive him. Zoro and Sanji immediately object, comically citing Loki's immense size and potential food consumption as reasons against his recruitment. While 𝐜𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 acknowledges Luffy's instinctive ability to discern Loki's trustworthiness, he still refuses the offer. Loki, for his part, also rejects Luffy's proposal, declaring that he will not follow anyone. As the Straw Hats prepare to move forward, Zoro and Sanji, along with the other giants, excluding 𝐜𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 and Loki, decide to head to the surface world first. With only the two giants remaining, Gaban urges 𝐜𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 to release Loki. Gaban then reveals a shocking detail. He and Shanks were also present at the castle during the events involving Harald, though they did not witness the entirety of what transpired. 𝐜𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐻 demands that Loki recount the full story immediately. Loki begins his tale with a chilling declaration. It was truly a horrifying day. A flashback begins, transporting us 14 years into the past. We see a younger Loki and 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐻 summoned to the castle. Loki appears quite friendly with 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐻, who is slightly taller than him at this time. Loki expresses his disdain for the world government, blaming them for Rox's death, and expresses his desire to speak with his father. Upon reaching the throne room doors, Loki unceremoniously kicks a giant soldier into the door to force it open. As they step inside, both Loki and 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐻 are horrified to discover Harald being stabbed by multiple soldiers, seemingly his own. Only Harald's silhouette is visible, making it unclear if he has transformed into a demon, but he appears to have horns and wings. 𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐻 cries out Harald's name in disbelief, while Loki furiously demands to know what the soldiers are doing. Meanwhile, far from the chaos, Gaban and Shanks are enjoying a hot spring outside Gaban's home, situated on a branch near the castle. A much younger Gaban is seen with only half-gray hair, a black goatee, and a mustache. Shanks at this time bears a tattoo on his left arm just above the elbow. The tattoo's design is indistinct, but appears to feature arrows, bones, or a similar pattern. Gaban comments on how long it's been since they last bathed together, estimating 3 or 4 years. Shanks corrects him, stating it's been a decade since their captain's passing. Gaban acknowledges the long time, adding that it must feel even longer for Shanks. Shanks confirms this, declaring that his life completely changed. He reveals his initial desire to simply live a carefree pirate life with Buggy, which is why he has so many questions about Elbaf. Gaban, however, calls Shanks the child of destiny and advises him not to delve into complex topics today. The two then reminisce about their adventures, recalling their encounter with Dory and Broggy at Little Garden. Suddenly, Ripley appears and greets Shanks. Shanks eventually explains that he came to Elbaf to discuss something with King Harald. At the very same moment, a mysterious shadow is seen inside the castle, opening a treasure vault. Within, a legendary devil fruit rests inside a chest. The chapter then takes us even further back in time, beginning another flashback that unfolds 109 years ago. At a time when, if you asked anyone living on the seas what they feared most in the world, the unanimous answer would be giant pirates. We witnessed the towering ship, the Great Eric, in pursuit of another vessel at sea with youthful versions of Dory, Broggy, 𝐬𝐻𝐬𝐬𝐿, and Kashi on board. Simultaneously, another colossal pirate ship is anchored at a human kingdom. The narration emphasizes that a ship arriving from the Kingdom of Giants was another reason why the name Elbaf became synonymous with absolute terror. We are then introduced to a younger Harald, who, seeing a beautiful princess in the castle, orders a giant soldier to go check. But Harald, with a mischievous grin, kicks the soldier into the castle, utterly destroying it. The terrified populace flees, while the king and princess cry in fear. Harald feigns an apology, claiming he slipped, while his giant companion begs him to stop. The chapter concludes with a powerful introduction to the young Harald. In appearance, he bears a striking resemblance to Loki, with short, spiky hair and an incredibly violent demeanor. Harald laughs triumphantly, declaring, "Now, who is your god?" Harald, the king of Elbaf, who ascended to the throne at the young age of 45, equivalent to a 15-year-old human, was, to put it simply, a true bastard.